So, hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Afi, and if you clicked on this video, it is probably because you're applying to Kohl's or you have an interview coming up. So I'm gonna touch on the basic stuff that happens in the interview process and how it's different now based on COVID, because I recently had applied to Colts and I had searched the YouTube, I searched Google, to see what the process is like, but I realized that there wasn't any recent updates. So I'm gonna go ahead and touch on some topics briefly. So, oh, I do have to say, for people who are not a citizen or do not have retail experience, and you might be guarded against applying because they're hiring like crazy for seasonal positions, you can go ahead and apply. All you need is your social. All you need is your social security, and that's about it. You don't have to have retail experience. They do give you like 2 days of on the job training if you can catch on quickly, and I think they probably might move you to a department based on how you did in your training. So let's touch on it. So I applied like 2 months ago, and I left my application pretty blank because I didn't think that I was gonna get a call anyways. So I left it blank. I didn't put no resume, no job experience. There is a section that asks you like how much retail experience you have, but there is not an option for you to pick like no retail experience. I think the lowest you can choose is like 1 to 3 years, I think. I'm not sure. So I left it pretty blank, and 2 days after I did my application, I got an email saying, congratulations, you're moving on to the next step. So after that, they would tell you, well, sign back into the Kohl's accounts you created when you did the application. They would tell you to sign back into that, and then it would show you what task you need to complete. So you go ahead and do that, and then they will give you like a list of days that you can choose your interview. It is actually over the phone because of COVID. So when I did mine, I had 3 days to choose from. I got the email like on a Tuesday, and I had Wednesday, I had Friday, and I had Saturday. No, for the people that are nervous, or you tends to maybe stutter or so on during interview process, I advise you to not choose the first available day. Give yourself time to prepare for it. So what I did was, because I stutter a lot because I get nervous and then I stutter. So what I did was, I had Wednesday, I had Friday and Saturday. That was my 2 days, my 3 days to choose from. Sorry. So I choose Friday, and I gave myself time to mentally and physically prepare. So I Googled like a list of questions, like what is the top interview questions, and that is like everywhere. And I actually picked out about 20, but you can pick that up on 10, like the top 10 that they will ask you, because there are certain questions they will ask you, like this one. For instance, tell me about yourself. Like they will ask you that. That is no doubt in that they will ask you that. So you pick the question. This is like homework. That's how I do it. This is like homework. You pick the questions, you list them, and you go and formulate your own answers, like in a way that you think that you can express yourself. Because if you're speaking to yourself, whether it's in the mirror or so on, or you're in your mind, going over a scenario, you would come up with a solution. So try and come up with a solution then, and fix it, and then you can write it down. So I wrote it down. So on the day of your interview, you would have it. Also, if they called you and you're doing the interview, please do not be like, once upon a time there was a boy named Jack. Don't do that. Probably you should try and add some like and some pause in there to make it seem as authentic as possible, even if it is your own. So there's certain things that you can like I did like a whole PowerPoint. If you want to know like the list of questions that I wrote down, or the list of questions that I did, you can comment below, and I would answer the questions for these. So I choose my interview day, which was a Friday, and they're like every 20 minutes. So I choose the earliest one because I'm like, I want to get it over with and have everything done. So I choose it. It was like 9:40 to 10. So when the interviewer, called me, she was very detailed and very nice, and speaking about it. I had applied for a seasonal fulfillment associate, and that's supposed to be someone who basically go gets orders on the floor. If you do online orders and you help out with packaging Amazon stuff, you might have to help process the Amazon returns and so on. That's what you're supposed to be in charge of. So the interviewer was, pretty thorough with everything. She explained like what to expect and what to do, and she was like, you know what, I know you applied for this, but you might be like a sales associate on the floor, folding clothes and doing stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. So at the end of it all, she asked me, do you have any questions? And this is another thing, guys. A couple of years ago, I went to an interview, like my very first interview I went to, and I felt like the interviewer, some of them, they do such a good job explaining stuff. They touch on salary, hours, dress code, or just the basic ethical stuff, and you think that they cover everything. But some of them want you to ask them questions for you to show that you're interested. So please prepare like at least 5 questions that you could ask. So that's what I did. The bottom here, like, do you have any questions? I think I did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did like 7, but do like 5, and based on how the conversation is going, you can ask like 1 or 2. But this section is actually to show that you're interested, that you are listening, and that you're enthusiastic enough that you want to work for them. So please try to ask question, guys. So after that, I'm like, what is the process like? So she was like, within 48 to 72 hours. If I'm not focusing, guys, because I got my computer on, so I'm trying to like, glance at each screen and my phone. So, and she was like, in 48 to 72 hours, we will notify you if you were selected for the job. We will send you an email. So, I think mine was like 9:40 to 10, I said. And I had gotten an email around 5 the afternoon saying, congratulations, you're one step away from your career goal. So I had already got it. Then that's when they send you the list of the paperwork now that you have to fill out and give them permission to run background check. People always asking this. I realize in other comment sections, they ask if they drug test. They do not drug test. Well, they did not drug test me, and I don't think that they do drug test. So they do not drug test. So then they would give you that section. You would fill out your information. They run the background check, and then they would get back to you. So by the Monday, I received, I think Monday or Tuesday, I received another email stating that stating that I'm in, like, my background check, everything checks out, and that I should choose my date for my orientation. Now for the orientation, they gave me like a week to choose from, like was Wednesday, like from a Wednesday to Wednesday. You can choose any day you want. Again, please give yourself time to prepare mentally and physically for it. You do not have to rush in. I chose the following week because I'm like, I'm gonna get my stuff in order. I'm gonna have my dress code and everything ready so that when I get in there, I am fully prepared. Now the dress code, I had dressed business casual. Okay, so we're back. So for the dress code, like I was saying before, make sure you're prepared physically and mentally before you're choosing a day, unless they give you like today for tomorrow because they really need somebody. Usually they don't, but every store, every location, every state is different. So prepare yourself. I gave myself a few days, to have everything in order before I start. So I had dressed business casual in there. So I had like a long sleeve shirt on, and I had dress pants on and closed-toe shoes. But when I did went in there, there were other people that came in there. They had jeans on and sweaters, so you can wear that. But just make sure it's not a ripped denim. It's not damaging nowhere. Your top should not be too revealing. Your top should not be too revealing for your cleavage area. That should be covered, and you're fine. Closed-toe shoes is recommended throughout the store. No matter what department, they will like you to have closed-toe shoes. You can also do like athletic shoes, as long as you're dressed appropriately. So I went in for my orientation. So orientation is basically the interviewer would basically reiterate like the rules of the store, the layout. They would ask you again about your availability. Now, your availability, they basically want you to be open in the evening for at least 3 or 4. You have to give them at least 3 or 4 closing shift. Now, a closing shift could be like a 5 to 9. It could be like maybe close at 7. Not close at 7, but you stop work at 7 or something like that. But they would like you to choose a closing shift. So be mindful of that, because there are employees that's in there that has been with the company and they get priorities for day shift unless they call out and you would fill in for them or something. Make sure you have closing shift. So when you go there, they would talk about all of that and payment. They would show you how to clock in and all stuff like that. Then you have to do training. Now, training on the computer is actually, it's a the training by itself is probably like 2.5 hours. Now your orientation is 4 hours. It's allotted 4 hours and you're paid for it. But the training is like 2.5 hours to 3 hours, because some of the sections is 1, 2, I'm not sure if I can show it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections, but like one section is like 40 minutes and one is like 30 minutes, and another might be 20. There's one section that's like 10. They would teach you like active threat, like if somebody came, like a shooter came in, what you can do. They will like the loyalty program and the ethical standards of the business. That's how the training section was. And if you have time after that, they would give you a tour of the store and let you know what department you might be in the next time you come. They would also go over with you the dress code guidelines. You can wear jeans, as I said, but just make sure it's not no ripped jeans. So they will go over the dress code guidelines with you. Let me see what else is in here. Right. There is usually like a mobile app that you will have to download, and that mobile app contains like your hold on, I'm gonna give you wrong stuff. The mobile app is like your time card, your schedule, your clock-ins, your when employees put in requests for like days off and you want to swap shifts and everything on that. That's what that contains. So if you guys want to know like what the first day would be like or so, I can do another video. Actually, as I said, I did do an application for a fulfillment associate. As I said, that would be like processing online orders and like online returns, like Amazon returns and Amazon orders and so on. And then when the interviewer spoke to me, she was like, you would probably do you'd be a sales associate, a seasonal sales associate, which would be on the floor. You'll be cleaning the fitting rooms and folding clothes and so on. But I end up being in customer service on my first day. So if you guys want to know about that, I can come back with another video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I will respond to it, to every one of them. So yeah, that's about it. Good luck, guys. Bye.